Hello everyone, my name is Septianingsih. In this presentation, I will discuss a review of a research paper titled Smart Product Recommendation in the e-commerce website using the a priori algorithm. This paper focuses on how data mining techniques can be used to improve product recommendation system is in e-commerce platform. The purpose of this presentation is to examine the main contents of the paper and provide a critical analysis of the study. I will also evaluate the methodology, result, and contribution of the research. Throughout the presentation, I am to demonstrate my understanding of the topic. Now, I will start with the background of the study. Background. This one, growth of e-commerce. The growth of e-commerce has increased significantly in the recent year and hastened the way people shop. Many consumers now prefer online shopping because it's more convenient and accessible. This rapid development also led to large amount of transaction data being generated every day. From a business perspective, this data can be used to understand customer behavior of effectively. However, managing and utilizing this data is not always easy. Companies need proper system to process and analyze it. Therefore, the growth of e-commerce become the main background of the research. And two, high competition. As e-commerce continues to grow, competition among online business also become more intense. Companies are not only competing in terms of price and product quality, but also in how to provide better user experience. This competitive environment business must find effective way to attract and retain customer. An important strategy is to provide personalized recommendation. Without such strategy, user may easily switch to other platform. This makes competition a critical challenge for business. Therefore, companies need smart solution to stay competitive. And three, with the increasing number of products available online, users often feel overwhelmed when making purchasing decisions. They are faced with too many choices, which can lead to conflict and uncertainty. This condition is known as information overload. As a result, users might spend more time searching for products of even about their purchase. This problem reduces the efficiency of the shopping experience. It also often customer satisfaction negatively. Therefore, helping user deal with the situation become very important. And four, need recommendation system. To solve this problem, an intelligence recommendation system is needed. The system can analyze user data and provide suggestions that are relevant to their needs. By using historical transaction data, the system can identify patterns and relationships between products. This allow the system to recommend items that users are likely to purchase. In addition, recommendation system can approve users' stratification and increase sales. They also help users make decision more quick and efficiently. Therefore, development such a system become the main focus of this research. Next slide. Problem and objective. 1. Need automate recommendation system. Based on the profile background, the main issue areas from user having difficulty in selection production due to the large number of available options. The situation shows that manual searching is not longer efficient in modern commerce platform. Therefore, an automated recommendation system is needed to assist user in making decisions. The system can reduce the complexity of cost product by default suggestion automatic. In addition, it helps users save time during the shopping process. From the business perspective, it also inserts the hands of addition purchase. Thus, this developing an automated system become two core problem addressed in study. And two, based on transaction data. To solve this problem, the study uses transaction data is the primary source of analysis. According to the paper, transaction data transmit important information about what product or products are traded by user. By analyzing the data, the system in identification pattern that selective purchase behavior. This approach ensures that recommendations are based on actual data rather than assumption. It also allows the system to continuous learn from new translation. However, this methodology focus on best purchasing and does not include their behavioral factor. 3. Transaction data become the foundation of the proposed solution. And 3. Analyze purchasing pattern. The next objective of the study is to analyze purchasing pattern from the transaction data. This analysis aims to understand how user combine different products in a single transaction. By identifying this pattern, the system can detect relationship between items. These relationships are useful for generating recommendations that my user needs. In addition, pattern analysis help relevant trends in consumer behavior. This is important for improving decision making in e-commerce platform. Before analysis purchasing pattern is a key step in research process. And 4. Identify product associations. Association. And 4. Identify product association. After analyzing patterns, the study focused on identifying product association using association rules mining. This process determines why products or frequency broadcast to grow to be customer. For example, its own product is often bought with another. The system can recommendation them as a pair. This concept is known as market basket analysis, which is clearly explained in the paper. By identifying this association, the system can provide more meaningful and relevant recommendation. It also helps business understand product relationship. 3. 4. Identifying product association is essential for building the recommendation system. And 5. Develop recommendation system. The final objective of this research is to develop a recommendation system based on the identified pattern and association. The system uses the a priori algorithm to generate association rules from the transaction data. These rules are then implementation in an e-commerce platform to provide recommendation real time. This ensures that the system can be used directly in particular application. In addition, the system aims to improve user experience and support business performance. Trevor developing the recommendation system is the final outcome of the study. Next slide. Methodology. 1. CRIPS and GM framework. To address the problem and achieve the research objective, the study applies the CRIPS DM framework as the main methodology. According to people, CRIPS DM is a well-known user standard process in data mining projects. It provides a structured approach the help research organize step of the analysis. This framework ensures that the development of the recommendation system follow a clear and logical sequence. In addition, it helps reduce error by guide the process from the beginning to the end. The use of scripts and the aim also makes the research more systematic and easier to understand. Therefore, is an a priori methodology for this study. And two, six, six phase. This scripts GM framework consists of six main phases that guide the research process. The first phase is business understanding, where the problem and objective are defined. The second phase is data understanding, which focus on collecting and exploring the transaction data. The third phase is data preparation, where the data is cleaned and transformed in a suitable format. The fourth phase is modeling, where the a priori algorithm is applied to generate association rules. The fifth phase is evaluation, where the results are tested using support, confidence, and life ratio. Finally, the development phase implementation the system into the e-commerce platform. And three, system data mining process. By following these six steps, the research ensure a system and organize that data mining process. Each space is connected and contributes to the final goal of building a recommendation system. The structure process help ensure that the data is properly prepared before analysis. It also ensures that the generate results are valid and reliable. In addition, it allows the system to be implemented effectively in real-world environment. This approach improve both the quality and consistency of the research. Therefore, the use of a systematic process is essential for achieving the study objective. And next slide. A priori algorithm. 1. Identify frequent item set. After preparing the data using the CRIPS DM framework, the next step is applying the a priori algorithm to identify frequent items. According to the paper is algorithm works by analyzing transaction data to find combination of products that appear frequency frequency together. It start with single item and gradual combination them into large set based on their frequency. This iterative process continues until no more frequent combination can be found. By doing to this, the algorithm can uncover hidden patterns in customer purchasing behavior. This pattern represent how products are related to each other in real transaction. For identifying frequent items is the first important step in generating recommendation. And two, generate association rules. Once the frequency item set are identified, the algorithm process to generate association rules. These rules describe the relationship between product in the form of if-then system. For example, if customer buy product A, 3 is positive, they will also buy product B. This concept is known as market basket analysis, which is used to understand customer purchasing behavior. These generate rules help determine which products and strong relate. These relationships are then used as the basic for product recommendation. 3-4 assertion rules play a key role in build the recommendation system. And 3. Reflect with support. Confidence life. To ensure the quality of the association rules, the study evaluation them using three important metrics: support, confidence, and life ratio. Support measure how frequently a combination of item appears in a transaction. Confidence measure the probability that a product is purchased when another product is purchased. Life ratio evaluation the strength of the relationship between product and determines whether the action is meaningful. A life value greater on indicates a strong relationship between items. These metrics help filter out weak irrelevant rules. Therefore, they ensure that the recommendations generated are accurate and reliable. And next slide. Result and implementation. 1. Strong association rules. Based on the application of the prior algorithm, the study successfully generates strong association rules between production. These rules indicate which items are frequency purchased together by customer in transaction data. According to the result, man product combination so consistent pattern across multiple transactions. This means the algorithm is able to capture meaningful relationship between items. These relationships are important because from the basic of the recommendation system, the stronger the assertion, the more relatable the recommendation becomes. Therefore, the presence of strong association role that the system work efficiently. And two, high support and confidence. The study also showed the main association roles have high support and confidence value. High support indexing the certain product combination paper frequency in the dataset. Meanwhile, high confidence show a strong probability that one product is purchased together with another. The two metrics compare the data, identify pattern or not random, but based on actual user behavior. This increases the reliability of the recommendation system. In addition, the paper also used slave ratio to validate the strength of the relationship. 3 for high evaluation metrics strengthens the validity of the result. And 3, real-time recommendation. One of the important results of the study is the ability to provide real-time product recommendation. The system used to generate association rules to suggest relate products during the shopping process. This means user can immediately see recommended item while browsing is selecting product. Real-time recommendation help user make faster and more informed decision. It also enhances the overall shopping experience by reducing search effort. From a business perspective, this can increase the likelihood of addition purchase. 3 for real-time functionality is a key advantage of the system. And 4, implementation in commerce website. The recommendation system is not only state theoretical but also implement in e-commerce website. According to the paper, the system is intelligent to the product detail prepared to display recommended item. This implementation so it's the system can be used in real world application. It also demonstrates the practical value of the research. In addition, the system is designed to update recommendation dynamic as new transaction data is that there is ensure that recommendation remain relevant over time. 3 4 implementation strengthens the contribution of the study. I'm sorry. Next slide. Problem analysis. In one relevant problem, the study addressed a high relevant problem in modern commerce, which is helping users select product efficiency. As explained earlier, users often face difficulty due to the large number of available options. This maker recommendation system in important tool in improving user experience. The research aligns well with current trends where personalization becomes essential in online platform. In addition, the problem is practical and direct related to business needs. This increases the applicability of the study in real-world scenarios. Therefore, the problem identified in the research is appropriate and meaningful. And two, to general. However, the problem formulation in this study is relation feel general and lacks deeper specification. It does not really distinguish between different types of user. such as new user and returning customer. Each group might have different needs and behavior when shopping online. By not considering this difference, the study simplifies the problem too much. This can affect the effectiveness of the recommendation system. A more detailed problem definition will lead to better and more accurate solution. Therefore, the general natural of the problem formulation become a limitation. And three, limited data perspective. The study relies mind on transaction data to understand user behavior, which threat a limit perspective. Will transaction data is full is only show what user have purchased in the past. Is those not capture of important aspects such as browsing behavior, preference of context. In modern recommendation system, multiple data sources are usually combined to improve accuracy. By using only transaction data, the system might product recommendations that are statistical, valid, but no full personalized. This reduces the overall effectiveness of the system. Therefore, the limited the data perspective is a significant weakness in the study. And next slide. Methodology analysis. And this one, structure methodology. Structured methodology. This study used the CRIPS-DM framework, which provides a well-structured methodology for data mining. This framework ensures that each stage of the research process is clearly defined and systematically organized. By following CRIPS-DM, the research can move step by step from problem understanding to system development. This reduces the risk of error and improves the overall quality of the research. In addition, a methodology make the study easier to understand and replicate by other researchers. Is also ensure that all important pieces are covered properly. Therefore, the use of CRIPS DM a strong point the methodology. And two, a priori inefficiency. Despite its usefulness, the a priori algorithm has a significant limitation in terms of efficiency. The algorithm requires multiple scans of the transaction database, which insert computation costs. This becomes problematic when dealing with large datasets, as processing time can increase significantly in real-world e-commerce. System efficiency is very important to the large volume of data. More advanced algorithms such of FP crowd can perform the same task more efficiently. Therefore, the case of a priori might not be optimal for large-scale application. These limitations affect the scalability of the system. And three, no comparative analysis. Another limitation of the methodology is the absence of comparative analysis with other algorithms. This study does not comparative a priori with alternative methods to evaluation. its performance. With comparison, it is default to determine whether a priori is the best correct choice for the problem. Compar- Comparative analysis is important to highlight the strengths and weakness of the different approach. approach. It also strengthens the validity of the research findings. findings. The lack of comparison reduces the depth of the study. Therefore, this become a weakness in the overall methodology. And next slide, result analysis. 1. System work correctly. The results show that the system is able to generate association rules and provide recommendation as expected. This indicates the implementation of the a priori algorithm is technological correct. The system successful identify patterns in transaction data and translates them into recommendation. This is an important achievement because it proves that the methodology works in practice. In addition, the system can be integrated into an e-commerce platform, which increases its applicability. However, this only confirms basic functionality. Therefore, the system can be considered effective at a fundamental level. And two, lack of depth interpretation. Although, although the system products a valid result, the study does not provide deep interpretation of this result. The discussion mainly focus on numbering values such as support and confidence without explaining why certain patterns occur. Understanding the recession behind the pattern is important for gaining meaningful insight. Without interpretation, the result remaining descriptive rather than analytical. This limit the contribution of the research in terms of knowledge. A, depth, a deeper explain could help understand user behavior better. Trevor, the lack of interpretation becomes a weakness is the study. And three, limited dataset. The dataset used in the study is limited to technical constraints, which affects the overall reliability of the result, and opportunity of the available transaction data is processed, which might not fully represent real world condition in large scale e-commerce system. Data diversity is very important for accurate analysis. A limited dataset might lead to bias or imperfect patterns. This reduces the generalizability of the findings. In addition, the system might perform differently when applied to large dataset. Therefore, the limitation of the dataset is a significant drawback of the study. Next, next slide. Contribution. 1. Potential contribution. The study provides a clear practical contribution by implementing a recommendation system in an e-commerce platform. It demonstrate of transaction data can be used to generate meaningful product recommendation. This show that the mining techniques, such as the a priori algorithm, can be applied in real-world business scenarios. The system is not only the theoretical but also functional in practical. This increases the relevance of the research of industry application. In addition, it helps business improve decision making and user experience. The for and practical contribution of the study is significant. And two, limited novelty. However, from a novelty perspective, the study does not introduce a new method or algorithm. The a priori algorithm has been widely used in profile research of similar purposes. This means that the study does not contribution new theoretical advancements to the field. While the implementation is useful, it does not provide innovation in terms of methodology. In academic research, novelty is important to advance knowledge. Three, for the lack of no approaches becomes a limitation. This makes the contribution more applied rather than innovation. And three, baseline for future research. Despite its limitation, the study can serve as a baseline for future research in recommendation system. It provides a basic framework that can be improved and extended. Future studies can build upon this work by adding new algorithms or incorporating more complex data sources. For example, machine learning techniques can be used to improve a query and personalization. In addition, larger dataset can be applied to enhance performance. This makes the study useful as starting point for further development. 3, 4 is has value as foundation research. And next slide, strengths and weakness. Strengths. Uh, the study has several strengths that support the overall quality of the research. First, is usually structure methodology based on the CRISP-DM framework, which ensures the research process is system and well organized. Second, the system is implementation in our e-commerce platform, which increase in practical relevance. This so that the research is not only theoretical but also applicable in real world scenarios. The study use evaluation metrics such as support, confidence, and life ratio to validate the result. These metrics help ensure the generate accession rules are reliable. In addition, the use of real transaction data makes the findings more meaningful. Therefore, these strengths make the study soling from both methodological and practical perspective. And weakness. Despite its strengths, the study also has several weaknesses that need to be considered. On major limitation is that the system relies only on transaction data and does not include user behavior such as between browsing, history of preference. This limits the ability of the system to provide personalized recommendation. Another weakness is the use of the a priori algorithm, which is computationally inefficient for large dataset. This the scalability of the system in real-world application. In addition, the study does not include user-based evaluation to measure how effective the recommendations are from the user perspective. This reduces the depth of validation of the system. Therefore, these weaknesses highlight are the net improvement in future research. And next slide. Conclusions and recommendation. This one, effective but limited. In in conclusion, the study demonstrate the a priori based recommendation system is effective in identifying relationship between product. The system is able to generate association rules and provide recommendations based on transaction data. This show that the methodology and algorithm work correctly in achieving the result objective. However, the system still have several limitations, especially in terms of personalizing and scalability. It relies only on transaction data and does not consider other important factor. Therefore, while the system is effective at a basic level, it's not yet full optimist for example real world application. And two, need improvement. To improve the system, several aspects need to be enhanced. First, personalization can be improved by incorporating use behavior data such as browsing history and preferences. Second, efficiency can be increased by using more advanced algorithm that can handle large dataset better. Third, the evaluation process should be expanded to include user-based testing. This will help measure how useful the recommendations are from the user perspective. In addition, importing data quality can also enhance system performance. Therefore, these improvements are necessary to make the system more effective. And three, future research direction. For future research, there are several directions that can be explored. Researchers and apply more advanced techniques such as matching learn of hybrid recommendation system. This process can improve both query and personalizing. In addition, using large and more diverse dataset can increase the reliability of the result. Future studies should also include user feedback to validate the effectiveness of the system. This file provides a more comprehensive evaluation of the recommendation system. 3. Future research is essential to future develop and improve the system. And yeah, last slide. Okay, that's all for my presentation. In conclusion, this study show that the a priori algorithm can be used to build a product recommendation system in e-commerce. However, the system still has some limitation, especially in terms of personalization and efficiency. Thank you for your attention. See you. Thank you.